For this semester-long project, I focused on the use of adaptive techniques to help teach skills to students with disabilities. My initial observation took place in a school, so my entire project was primarily based on the school setting. I plan to become a special education teacher in the future, so researching this topic was relative and important to me. From this project, I concluded that the use of visual supports in school is beneficial to students with disabilities and can be applied to a variety of situations. 4 out of 10 questions I asked from assignment 2 were answered. Those questions were 1. What determines if a child develops language? Is it possible for a child to be nonverbal their entire life? 2. How do developmental disabilities affect a child's ability to learn how to use the bathroom independently? 3. Do developmental disabilities affect memory? And 4. How does the development of a typical child compare to the development of an autistic child? The article by Johnson et al., 2003, mentions that the use of visual communication supports, like the Picture Exchange Communication System, PECS, does not adversely affect verbal communication and can promote the use of speech in some children. From the articles I reviewed, I observed that each student had a different level of language, even if they were around the same age group. I concluded from this that the development of language is dependent on the individual child. Many factors influence language development, but implementing techniques like visual supports will encourage communication, both verbal and nonverbal. My second and third questions were answered by shared evidence, and I learned that developmental disabilities affect memory and the ability to perform tasks independently. From the article by Johnson et al., 2003, individuals with autism spectrum disorder, ASD, and other severe disabilities have difficulty focusing and remembering things. So, the use of augmentative and alternative communication techniques, or AAC techniques, like visual supports, help promote memory, recall, and prompt their attention. As observed in the study by Cohen and Demchak, 2018, students with developmental disabilities often need frequent prompting to complete a task, which is where visual supports are beneficial. Instead of only using verbal prompts or gestures, visual supports reinforce expectations and promote independence for the student. My fourth question was not directly answered from the articles I reviewed, but the article by Cohen and Demchak, 2018, mentions that students with severe disabilities have difficulty processing verbal instructions, difficulty paying attention, focusing during large group and small group instruction, and get easily distracted. Detmer et al., 2000, and Johnson et al., 2003, mentioned that individuals with autism have difficulty with memory recall, receptive and expressive communication, and understanding verbal information. Although it is not a direct comparison, it provides insight to how individuals with developmental disabilities function compared to neurotypical children.